you? Really? Okay, hey, welcome everybody to Double Talk. I'm Mark Steffen.
I'm Michael Mandel.
Happy New Year.
Mark Steffen, why are you wearing that coat?
I'm freezing. My nipples
freezing?
are rock hard.
Really? Well,
Stop it.
God, so you have nipples like ice cubes, like rocks.
As if
Yes,
ice
Happy
cubes.
New Year. A lot of rocks and ice cubes for New Year's because it's the time of drinking. This is our hangover show.
This is our very first show of the new year. Welcome everybody to Double Talk 2013 edition.
And what is this? The fourth year the show has been going?
Well, we're going on with our fourth year. We started, I think, in the spring or summer.
Middle of 2009.
So
Not
yes,
with me. We'll talk about that later, right?
We're going into my fourth year on this show. So thanks everybody for joining us.
And
Happy
still
New
you
Year,
can't use
everybody.
a decent jacket.
We don't, if we had a bigger budget, we'd have wardrobe. But I do get my hair done at Max Designs for VIPs. Thank you, Ramon, for doing my hair for all this time.
You're well coiffed. I get my hair done at somebody who doesn't advertise with us. So I won't mention Gloria.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's nice. 2013. Happy New Year. Nobody's really emphasizing the 13 part.
Why not?
Which is good.
I have no problem with it.
I'm glad.
I used to get it, I'd get in elevators in Los Angeles. And some of the elevators would go from floor 11 to from floor 12 to floor 14.
You probably forgot floor 12 anyway.
But the people who go to the floor 14th
are
going to the 13th floor.
But it doesn't say 13. And the whole thing of a superstition is because it's made up, right? And you're just making up that the number 13 is unlucky. And wasn't it unlucky merely because there were 13 people at Christ's Last Supper? And Christ perhaps was the 13th one?
Is that what it's really supposed to be?
But was he the last one there? Because they didn't say who came in when. Could have been Judas. What's that guy's name? Judas Iscariot?
Oh.
Judas Escargot?
No, that's what they served.
No, they called him Judas Escargot because he was late to the Last Supper. Because he's like a snail.
Well, anyway,
so slow.
If that's your reasoning why you don't like the number 13,
I didn't say
what a moron.
Did you just call me a moron?
No, I said whoever does feel that way.
Oh, whoever does. Yes. Well,
yes.
But it looks pretty. It looks like a Happy New Year.
It
looks
should be.
Like spring.
I think it will be a great year.
The 2012 was a tough year. Oh, but you want to talk about? Let's go.
Well, we're talking about this
segues,
year. What are you gonna? Do you have any great plans for this year?
Make it through.
Well, okay.
That's my thing. I don't make resolutions.
You make reservations.
I make reservations,
yes.
And that's the best way to live life.
Well,
I have to make a reservation.
we all have plans. I have big plans this year.
Really, like
big.
blueprints.
All I know, I have two
plans?
plans anyway. I'm going to direct a play later.
Keep your chin up here. Nobody can see your chin. Okay, they want to see your chin. Oh. You're going to direct.
I'm going to direct a play, and I'm going to direct a movie this year. Those are my two big plans.
Which first?
The play probably. Well, I don't know yet.
Where are you going to do the play? Here I am giving you the.
That's to be announced at a later date.
Yes, and where are you going to do the movie?
I know where it's going to happen.
Does it involve low riders?
It's going to take place just north of Las Cruces.
Why didn't you do it with like somebody's house?
No. Well, yes.
Perhaps.
Yes. Most of it's going to be outdoors.
It doesn't take you a whole year to do a play. I mean, Martin Scorsese, Quentin Tarantino, they do about 6 or 7 movies a year, and they throw out 4 of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, they should.
Right, probably should.
But anyway,
that's your plans?
We all have plans for this year.
Well,
I have a couple of artistic plans for my new year.
In that case, if you're going to do that, maybe I should make plans.
Well,
you know what I'm going to do this year?
What?
I'm going to make plans.
You're going to make plans?
I should write a play.
It's a good plan.
Write a play. You know what? I could get all the transcripts of this show because we have somebody working in the back transcribing every word we say.
Basic plan on it.
We take it down and we just take out the good lines, and then I'm going to need about another 120 pages.
They're all good lines.
That's true.
What are you talking about?
So it'll be easy.
Well, it's always good when people who say they're writers and never write.
When they do.
It's good.
Well, it doesn't make us any righter.
Or wronger.
Or wronger, yes. So is that part of your resolution is that our plans or your resolutions to make this?
It's not my resolution. It's just part of my plan. Do you have any resolutions?
No.
No? Okay.
You know what people do with resolutions? They junk them anyway. I'm just saving the middleman.
Okay.
It's a lot cheaper. I'm Jewish. I never buy retail.
Okay. Well, then
we just go right on to...
You should be happy that you didn't have to pay for the snow we got this week.
You ordered snow?
Well, no, but they brought it to the wrong table, and here it is.
I was wondering, because there was snow on my mailbox. Does the mailman bring it? Is that it? And then there was all this stuff.
So we got a nice snowfall this week. I think it was great. I loved it.
Do you know your Facebook? You heard about the thing called the Facebook?
No, MySpace.
Facebook? No, there's a thing called the Facebook. And in this Facebook thing, everybody from Las Cruces seems to have posted pictures in their backyard of snow falling, usually on cacti.
That's my backyard
or
right
those
there.
Well, that's because you charge for parking and you have to make a living somehow.
No, I live in a car.
That's your house, right?
I live in the back seat of that car. You can't see.
In the car?
Yeah.
In the car? Somebody's pushing us
so
to the
poor.
next topic.
That's my dog.
You don't have a dog.
Yeah, I let her. I let her run loose around the car.
You have to be careful with dogs because they get out, they see the snow. You open your door, they want to go romp through it. Then you got to spend the next 6 hours chasing them in the snow, and you freeze your ass off. They come back and they, want to get food anyway. The beautiful thing about Las Cruces is you can enjoy snow with actually having to walk through it sometimes, which is when it's on the mountains.
Frequently, it just snows in the mountains,
which
and
is
you
fine
see
with
it
me.
from afar.
We deal with a water table. We get our water from a water table. We don't need to have it rain on us.
Well, we need all the
snow on
moisture we can get right now.
Really?
Yes, we do.
Well,
We
just
definitely
let my
do.
armpits drip down here.
I said water, not stench.
Sweat. So snow's fun. It was snowing on Friday. It was like doing these crazy little flakes. It's almost like, they have something on TV that looks just like it. It's called snow in the old days. Remember that?
I noticed, I was walking along and snow was coming down, and I looked up and there wasn't a cloud overhead. I don't know how far that snow was coming from. There was a cloud way miles over there. It must have been drifting for miles just to land here.
Did you ever notice that the moon is the same color as snow? Snow could come from the moon. You don't know. I mean, it's up there. It could be. Did you ever, when it's snowing, do you ever see the moon? No, because the moon is letting go of its snow.
I never thought of that.
Well, some people should go and study science like I've done.
Okay.
Yes, so that's how that works. Snow. Are we done with snow?
Yeah, we're done with it.
Good, that's it.
So anyway, we thought we'd talk about 2012 a little bit, just to look back and remember a few things.
Well, we're done with our resolutions.
Was there anything worth remembering last year? Besides this show?
There was. We went on a number of places on vacation.
What do you mean we?
You and I didn't. Not together. Those days are long gone.
We haven't gone on a trip together for a long time, Michael. Yes. Why is that?
I don't know.
You prefer your wife?
It's that woman whose house you share.
What? What about her?
I don't know.
She
must be keeping you from...
She went to Australia. I was all by myself.
I know. Were you all by yourself?
Well, no, I had the cat.
Well, you had lots of... Yes. The cat was good. So, we're wrapping up the show. We did a number of things. We had people who were politically oriented on the show, right? We had
people running for office on the show.
That
yes.
was kind of good.
Yes, we did.
This past year, we inaugurated a new type of event on the show called our tasting segment.
Oh, yeah, we tasted a lot of crazy things.
We started off with St. Patrick's Day. We said, well, it's St. Patrick's Day. Remember that?
We tasted shamrocks.
Yes, we did.
What else? We tasted beer?
They taste very green. No, we never tasted beer.
Well, why not?
Well, you're doing a wrap-up. You're not doing a 2013.
Well, you have to remember.
Well, there are so many beers. How do you decide what beer to drink or taste?
Well,
I mean, what do we do? You know what? We get either High Desert or Membres Valley Brewery to supply us with little things.
Exactly.
And we can taste all their beer.
Look at all the whiskeys there are, and we tasted several of them.
We did.
Irish whiskey.
Back to
Scotch whiskey.
That's how we started, with Irish whiskey for St. Patrick's Day.
We did, yes. Yeah. Then
we learned a lot about Irish whiskey.
What else? We tasted the wines.
No, we never tasted wines.
We didn't.
No, we tasted Amaros.
We tasted Amaros.
We tasted
cheeses.
What else did we taste? We did cheeses. You know what else we tasted? Coconut water.
Coconut waters.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah, we did.
And we also tasted chili. The salsa. We tasted salsa.
Oh, salsas. Yeah,
the salsa was provided by Toucan.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Where do you get the other stuff?
We tasted vodkas.
Do we taste vodkas?
Did we taste high-end vodkas?
That was at our house. We didn't do it. I
Oh,
don't think
we were rehearsing at your house.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Did we taste vodkas? Yes, we tasted high-end vodkas at the secret tasting chamber.
At the secret tasting chamber. We did not. We have yet to taste tequilas.
Gin. I don't have tequilas. I have a lot of gins now.
Oh.
You don't like gin?
Yes, I do.
Well, then why haven't we tasted gin?
That'll be next.
That's okay with me.
And speaking of gins, well, we're going to talk about the cotton gin later.
Yeah, we'll do that. We could do something like gin, guns.
Guns? That's
we want to do, what's that, election?
Well,
is that part of our wrap-up? We did a lot of stuff on the election because...
We did talk about the election. We had candidates on.
You had fun in the election because you were sort of integrated into the election.
I was very keyed into the elections this year. I worked on election. I worked on a campaign.
I sat at my computer and I donated money. Computery.
And
money.
We live in Congressional District 2.
We do?
In New Mexico, yes.
Oh, the bottom half.
New Mexico Congressional District 2.
Who's the head of that?
There was a race there, and the person that won that race was the incumbent named Steve Pierce.
Really?
Yes.
He's not a dentist, is he? Because
no, apparently he doesn't have one either.
Yeah, should be.
No, he won, and actually he voted against John Boehner this week.
Or not with John Boehner, but he voted for Eric Cantor to be the head of the House of Representatives. Eric Cantor got 3 votes, I think, and one of those votes was Eric Cantor.
Well, Steve Pierce always votes who the Tea Party tells him to vote for. He also voted against
helping us stay off the fiscal cliff. Thank you, Steve, for not helping the country out.
Luckily, Ben Ray Lujan, who is our representative in northern New Mexico, and Senator Tom Udall voted for the plan that finally got passed, helped to go through.
And it worked. And, you know, it's amazing how they pulled it to the exact, even past the end, the last possible time. If the House of Representatives want to get something done, they could just do it. They don't have to. It was like at 11 o'clock of the last possible day they could vote. That's, you know, I'm not just going to argue against
I don't know anybody who's not so disappointed with our House of Representatives. They are such an incompetent bunch of you-know-whats.
Are they incompetent? They're just trying to put the brakes on.
Get his picture off there, because he's such an incompetent
They're trying to put the brakes on what they think is the democratic socialization of America. You know, to live in a community, to become socialists. They think the Democrats are trying to make this government socialist, but
meanwhile, he's got a coke problem. Steve Pierce has a coke problem.
Do you want to explain yourself?
It's spelled K-O-C-H. The Koch brothers.
Oh, the Koch brothers.
He pay for everything. They pay for everything.
But you know, he's got his own money. He owns oil wells. You know, the thing about somebody like Steve is he's making tons of money, and he only wants to spend it on, you know, his own personal wealth. He doesn't realize that the people who make this country wealthy are the people.
Well, that's why he voted for the Keystone Pipeline, because that's the Koch brothers. They have the oil shales in Canada. They want that Keystone Pipeline to go from Canada down to Galveston so they can send that oil over to China or wherever. We'll never see that oil.
Of course, he's an oil producer himself.
Yes, exactly.
So
exactly.
He wants to keep his money, which I don't blame him for wanting to keep his money. But it's the people who put gas in their cars, who buy McDonald's hamburgers, who work and buy things at Walmart. That is the people that keeps the economy moving. Little guys like the 1 or 2% at the top, if they were the only one who had money, there would be no civilization. In fact, talking about being socialist, you're merely talking about making civilization run with a government. You need government when it gets too big for any one person to control.
Well,
government is important.
We've had that for years.
Yes, we have, but they want to break it down.
And we have this show.
Yes.
This show is our
government
safety valve for Doña County.
That's right.
Right? It allows us to vent. We're going to take a break here, so
do we have to vent now?
So our advertisers can vent.
Maybe you'll take off your jacket.
And we'll be right back after these valuable words.
And another word. And that word is...
In other words...
Welcome to the One in the Crowds Club, close to home. Come in throughout the day for Jazzercise, fitness leader for nearly 40 years. Treat yourself to a relaxing massage, or unwind in the lounge area or outside on the balcony with friends. La Buena Vida Women's Club, located and designed with women in mind. For information, call Diane at 650-9721.
Hey, you, come here. Do you want to know the news? The Las Cruces channel is now on 7 days a week, so keep it right here.
Come and see us today and discover why our service is second to none. In business for over 17 years, we have the right car for you. When you buy a vehicle from Fiesta Motors, we do everything possible to ensure your satisfaction. Located at the corner of El Paseo and Main. See you there.
Celebrate Fiesta Motors, where buying a car is always a celebration.
And we're back right here on Double Dog Channel 98. Mark Steffen.
Michael Mandel, thank you, Mark, for that drum roll. It made it very exciting, you know.
Yeah, we're here talking about the new year.
We are.
New things, our show.
Our show.
We're going into our 4th year on this show. Can you believe it? People still watch.
I guess we're wrapping it up. We don't know.
We get a couple of new viewers every year, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
And
those couples die off.
We do.
You know.
Another big topic this year was guns. Guns were all over the media.
We should segue from Steve Pierce, who probably is a pro-gun guy.
Always a gun nut.
Oh, there's instead of a gun, get a large dog with teeth.
And that's us on our show from last year.
That's when we were younger.
That's you in the middle?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
my dentist is really happy with me. You know, because I floss with raw meat.
With barbed wire?
Yeah. How come me is laughing but me isn't laughing, and you too? You're you're moving around, but the other you isn't moving.
Well, because
what's going on?
You have no sense of humor.
This is really bizarre. I don't. I only have 4 senses.
With a dog like that in the studio, nobody's got a sense of humor.
No. Take that picture off. Go to what's our next? We were going to talk about guns.
We're talking about guns next.
Steve Pierce is probably
guns
part
everywhere.
Of the NRA,
who cares about?
Think?
Oh, of course he is. They bought and sold him.
That's right. Guns are necessary if somebody has a gun. Who's standing across from you, and you're better at guns.
No, if you have a gun, then ammunition is necessary.
Yes. Or
people are wondering what to do with what do we do with all these guns? I like Chris Rock's idea.
Yeah.
Make bullets cost $1,000 a piece.
Oh, that's right.
Then you're going to think really hard about shooting somebody, or a bunch of people.
That's a good idea. You only be able to have one bullet in those automatic weapons. Turn an automatic weapon into a shotgun in a way, right? Well, I don't know much about shotguns. I don't know much about guns.
Well, the thing is, people would start making their own bullets. And,
is that what happens?
Sure, many people make their own bullets. And
well, then they can make a good living, because then they could sell them for $999.
There you go, right.
And make money.
Well, and people say, what do we need these gigantic clips for? That hold 30 bullets at a shot.
In case 40 bears are running against you at once?
The only place a 30 clip round magazine is even needed is when you're target practicing, so you don't have to keep reloading. If you just make it so that you can only get those at shooting ranges,
or you're robbing a bank,
then
well, the only place that would be good for is the Maginot Line, which didn't work so well.
Maginot Line.
Remember
we're talking about World War II, folks.
I thought it was World War I even.
Two. Yes. And so
That's
anyway.
Right, you read books.
So yeah, I do read books once in a while. Sometimes I write books.
I'd like to see that.
I'm sorry, I meant bookie. I meant bookie.
Oh, you're a bookie.
I write them every year, a Christmas card.
Oh, you're right, you're a bookie. That's good. Okay, so guns.
You know what
well,
else?
we had a lot of trouble when people use their. You know, the people who use their guns psychotically and decide they want to use them against people.
Yes.
I mean, I agree. It's not the guns who do it. It's the psychosis that does it. But once the psychosis gets hold of something like that, it's trouble. If psychosis gets hold of, let's say, an egg beater, you're not endangered. Or like in China, the guy with the knife, he stabbed tons of kids. Most of them lived.
Yeah, well, he wasn't very good with the knife, was he? What if he had a sword? He would have chopped a lot of heads off.
You know, hopefully most people who have power are sane.
Well, more people killed in cars than with guns by far.
So
40,000 people every year are killed in cars in this country. Well, should we outlaw cars? I say yes.
I'm trying to think this over.
I say yes.
I'm trying to think this over.
It's outlaw cars.
And only outlaws will be driving.
That's true. Then you know who they are.
Then we're an outlaw.
And cops.
I believe that. And cops.
And
then we don't have to watch movies. We just watch cop and robber movies.
Hey, cops shoot more people. Cops shoot people they shouldn't be shooting all the time.
That's true. They don't always know who they're supposed to be shooting. That's why to give people guns in schools to maybe start shooting when they see somebody suspicious looking in is also a dangerous ploy.
Hey, cops
less
look
guns.
Suspicious.
I think we should just do rhetorical fighting. You come in and you yell at the kids.
Well, isn't that what?
Don't you think you should do that?
Video games before?
Video games are good because they take a lot of pressure off your need to kill.
Really? Some people say they stimulate.
I said you.
People.
I said
me.
Your need to kill.
I don't have a need to kill.
Well, you do.
That's what
but you've been playing video games. You've been playing video games, so you don't realize that you wanted to kill me. You should play more video games.
I already knew I wanted to kill you.
It'd be a lot safer.
You know what people should do? They should go see a beauty pageant instead. They'll feel all warm and fuzzy when they see these beautiful women strutting across the stage.
That is the current. Is that the current Miss New Mexico regular one or teen?
Teen. The pageant is coming up tonight, Saturday night at 7:00 over at the Convention Center.
Would be a cool thing to see.
Michael and I will not be judging it this year.
We're going to be busy. We designated Austin Trout to go there and stuff. He's going to be wearing. Should we do it? He's going to be wearing cuffs.
Yeah, he will be wearing cuffs
and cufflinks.
And cufflinks, not handcuffs, because he got released.
He already got.
Pastor Police let him go.
Right, because that's another instance of where cops maybe were wrong.
They screwed up
totally
again.
Wrong. I would say.
And if I was him, I would sue the El Paso Police Department.
You can't sue to be erroneously taken in.
Of course you can.
No, unless they beat you and put you in jail for 22 months.
Yeah, and then you get $24 million.
22. Just because. It's the
after
same
taxes.
amount. It's, Anyway, those of you who like
the pageant,
beauty pageants tonight, January 5th. Really?
Miss New Mexico and Miss New Mexico.
And if you saw the paper, there are a bunch of people there. You can look at this on Facebook, Miss New Mexico USA.
Yes.
Or Miss, I think that's there.
Now,
and you can see if there's anybody you would vote for or just look at.
But if you have better things to do.
If you do?
Like if you went to the book sale at the Brannigan Library downtown and bought some books, you can sit home and read all night. You might actually learn something.
That doesn't seem like a suitable substitute.
We both
depends
read
on
books.
what books I used to, but once I became an English major, I realized I didn't have to.
Why bother to read?
I know.
But
something special about this book sale.
What's so special about it?
The special thing is this is the last one that the Friends of the Brannigan Library are having ever, because it turns out that they can't store their books at the Brannigan Library.
Isn't that what a library is for?
Yes, but the books that they're selling are the ones the library is getting rid of. The library or the city wants to charge them for the real estate that the books take up. They have a lot of space given over to their books. So you can get great deals today through the 19th. Most afternoons, they're doing, all the books are half price, which means not half price of what the book costs. It's like hardbacks might be, I don't know what they cost, but maybe $1, $2. That means you get half off that. If you go in starting January 15th to 19th, apparently you can buy a bag of books for $2.
Now, how many books in a bag?
Depends on how big the book is and how you want a very big bag.
Okay, well, that's a great deal.
You can stack them up. You can get like 20 books easily.
And after you read the books, you can take them down to COAs and they'll give you credit, so you can then go in later and get free books.
Oh, that's what the credit is for, so you get free books.
Yeah, I have a lot of credit down at COAs.
I thought they just give you credit. They say, you read that book? Good boy.
Good boy.
I give you credit for that.
I've been to COAs. I've bought movies and books for several years now. I haven't paid a dime, except for the tax. You have to pay the tax. Because I have enough credit down there at COAs.
Yeah, but if you don't pay a dime, how do you pay tax?
I pay in pennies. And so you have to, you buy,
theoretical price?
Say you buy $25 worth of books, you have to pay tax on $25.
Okay, that's fair.
all.
That's fair.
And also, down at the Black Box Theater.
Oh, this is more, we're still talking about alternatives to going to the
Miss
beauty
America,
pageant.
yes. Many alternatives.
That's the people.
There's an opera going on there
a mini
tonight,
opera.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
And tomorrow.
tonight at 8 o'clock and tomorrow at 3 o'clock at the Black Box Theater down on the downtown mall.
A one-act opera.
Which is very interesting. Carlos Menotti. He also wrote somebody in the Night Visitors, Jamal or somebody in the Night Visitors.
I'm not familiar with it. It's called The Telephone.
You could take a look at it on YouTube.
Yep.
Not this particular one, but other versions.
I'm planning to go see this, actually.
This is
I'll be there Saturday night. Come up and say hello if you happen to show up.
How would they know what you look like? This is you on TV. What
TV.
Shirt are you going to wear?
I may show up in radio, so they won't know it's me.
Yeah, it's radio. They're not going to see you.
And so anyway, that's going on tonight and tomorrow at 3 o'clock at the Black Box downtown.
Yes.
An opera.
An opera.
It's kind of a good introduction to opera because it's being sung in English.
And it's only 2 people.
It's short.
And the interesting thing about it is it's relevant today as it was
because we have phones.
When it was first made. Yes, but it was made when, like I think the 40s or 50s when women started like being fascinated with their phones, and they still are. Obviously. Yeah. Not only women, but that other guy too.
Also,
the next thing,
the Fantastics at the Black Box as well opens up
next weekend.
Next weekend, I believe. Yes, that's one of the longest running plays ever on Broadway.
That doesn't mean that goes on for hours.
No, it's a musical.
It means it's been running. It had been running in Manhattan since like 1956 or something.
It ran forever in Manhattan. Jerry Orbach.
Don't push us ahead. We have time here.
And so yeah,
you were in the Fantastics.
I was in the Fantastics back years ago when I was in college. And
what is this?
And so now the awards season is upon us.
So we should be getting our awards.
Movie awards. Soon. You got the Golden Globes. You got the Oscars. You got the Emmys. You got the Grammys.
I do check my mailbox every day to see if the awards
are Choice Awards. They're all coming up. Also, you've got auditions over at the American Southwest Theater Company.
For what?
For their season. They're doing 2 plays this season.
What's the first one?
Our Town.
My daughter was in Our Town 15 years ago.
They're doing that. It's an old American classic. And then they're also doing...
Wilder. What? I don't know. You didn't write
Picasso.
Down. Oh, Picasso at the Le Pen Angers.
Einstein and Picasso at the Le Pen Angers. They're doing it again. They did
that about 10 years ago.
They did about 10 years ago.
But it's a pretty funny play.
Steve Martin wrote the play. Yes, and also Project in Motion is having auditions.
There we go.
They're doing Midsummer Night's Dream. That's Shakespeare.
Which should be interesting if they're doing with the 3D thing from the roof of the.
Well, that was done in the late 70s in New York, where they swung from trapezes. So maybe this is a similar concept.
That'd be cool. And the other thing that's happening is M5 is opening, a high-end cocktail bar. That's what they do for...
after you go to M5, that's what you feel like doing. But that's the project in motion,
you could do that after you have enough cocktails.
I hope so.
That's how I think I...
And M5 is opening January 18th. That's the new bar.
In the old Fat Eddie's.
And grill, in the old Eddie's Bar and Grill.
$5 drinks there, only on January 18th.
Drinks and appetizers.
On the other hand, De La Vega has $5 martinis on Tuesdays. And $5 margaritas on Wednesdays.
Well, that's all good to know.
Okay,
and with that, out of here. We are out of time. Thanks for joining us.
We're going to go have a drink, and you should too.
We'll see you next week right here on Double Talk.